News 18. Weather from where you live.
Oh, did you see this beautiful cloud looking kind of southeast out of West Lafayette this evening? This is a towering storm right at the horizon here, and it was located 25 miles southwest of Indianapolis, northwest of Bloomington, but you could see it from here. It was a pretty intense storm for a while. You can see it blow up right here southwest of Indy, developed near Bloomington and then kind of moved northward. And that's a good 67 miles away from where we were viewing it. So a nice shot of it with no other storms around this evening. But it is now collapsing, kind of like the storms we had earlier that pulsed up and then collapsed. But they did produce little pockets of heavy rainfall. These are pulse storms. They're slow movers. So when it does rain, it absolutely pours, but it's the haves and the have-nots. I mean, I didn't get a single drop of rain at my place, but we had an inch, almost an inch and a half of rain just south of downtown Lafayette. Terry and Tim, our spotters down here in central Fountain County, had an inch and a half and 2 inches of rainfall. And then even Stephen here, our floor director, who lives in western Clinton County, said between Mulberry and around the Fickle area they had a lot of rain. And again, the Doppler radar indicates that almost 2 inches of rain right in that pocket. We're still running in the 70s to low 80s area wide. It still feels like it's as hot as the mid and upper 80s. And if you did get rain today, watch out for some patchy, locally dense fog tonight as we drop to 72 degrees with a calm wind. And then tomorrow the clouds quickly bubble up again. I think we'll have even more storms tomorrow than what we had today. So about 40% coverage, scattered storms bubbling up, not much wind, very stifling, 95. It'll feel like 102. And when with this boiling heat, these storms go up very quickly, but when they go up quickly, they collapse quickly. So I can't even rule out an isolated microburst or downburst. A little core of intense wind that comes out of the storm hits the ground and fans out and can cause some isolated wind damage. 91 to 97 for highs tomorrow. 97 to 107 for peak heat indices. Wednesday, less in the way of storm action. A couple isolated storms, 97. It's going to feel like 104 after a little patchy fog and 73 in the morning. And there you see the highs. Boy, 92 to 98 degrees. That'll make the 8th day in the 90s for a good chunk of the area, with heat indices peaking between near 100 and about 107. You can see the spotty storms at first becoming scattered all around the area tomorrow afternoon with a peak of about 40% coverage, but then only an isolated storm or two on Wednesday. More widespread storm action Friday evening and Friday night. May have a complex of storms come through. Then a few storms Saturday, but we dry out on Sunday with this dome of heat with temperatures 10 to 20 degrees below normal kind of shrinking. But new heat will develop in the plains, and that's the heat that's headed our way getting into next week. Notice the amount of real estate, 90 or greater tomorrow and Wednesday, but watch what happens by Sunday. We might actually just barely not get to 90 degrees before intense heat builds next week. I think some places are going to hit 100 by the time we get to the middle and latter parts of next week. 7-day forecast, how about an 88 on Sunday after all these 90s for so many days before we're back to 90 on Monday? And again, intense heat wave possible mid to late next week.
Okay, Chet Evans, long, lengthy, but very good forecast. A lot of